So President Trump accused him of using his office to retaliate against those who oppose him. And as we told you recently, a flooding disaster declaration was denied in the Northeast Kingdom. Other blue states got the no-go too. And because of things like that, Kevin McCallum at 7 Days. Some say that Governor Scott is walking a tightrope so not to make the president mad. Instead, though, it's making Democrats and progressives mad. They say he's not doing enough to oppose the president's policies.
That's right, Darren. The governor has long tried to walk this fine line between laying low and staying out of sight so that he doesn't attract the ire of this president. But then more recently, what has happened is that a lot of progressives and Democrats are starting to get very frustrated with that posture. They are not any longer okay with a governor who doesn't stand up more forcefully to President Trump.
I got to ask, though, is this smart politics, though? You know, keep your head down, if you will, and don't deal with the wrath of President Trump.
Well, I certainly can see how people would feel that way. There's some inherent logic to that, right? Like, let's just not draw the president's attention to Vermont. But I think there's also examples, and more of them recently, where Governor Scott has not done something, and by not doing it, it's caused more problems for him. For example, he voluntarily gave the data about SNAP benefits, food benefits in the state of Vermont to the federal government when asked. He didn't fight that. He didn't push back.
Now, look on the flip side of this, though. Vermont Republicans say the governor isn't giving the president credit where credit is due, right?
That's right. That really illustrates the challenge that Governor Scott has here. He has to find a way to make people on the left happy that he's pushing back hard enough, but he also has to be very careful about not saying too many bad things about President Trump, because there are a number of Republicans in the state who are supportive of Trump. And so the governor has to be very careful, and I think that's been part of his political calculus when deciding not to push back too hard on Trump, not to say horrible things about the guy. He's trying to walk that fine line, and it's difficult and becoming increasingly difficult, I think, in these times.
What is the governor saying about this fine line?
Well, the governor is saying, look, this increased criticism of me is really just politics. It's really just the fact that people see there's an opportunity perhaps to run a candidate on the Democratic Party for governor next year, and they're trying to see if they can make some hay and find some things to criticize me on. And he just thinks generally, though, that if he has got some people on the right who are mad at him and some people on the left who are mad at him, that means he's probably right where he needs to be, in the middle.
That's what we call good journalism, too, right, pal? Your story's out in 7 days now. Kevin McCallum, thank you. Be well.
Thank you, Darren.